start joining. Cattle? Does it mean what I think it means? Okay, I don't understand it. Maybe he means he had to get some food. I have no idea, but whatever. Okay, let's this. Let's advertise on TeamSpeak.
Channel switched. 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 Channel switched.
Okay, so hopefully we have some viewers already. And hopefully everything is working correctly. So hello everyone, this is Sado, and I'd like to welcome you to this first tournament game of 2 vs 2 tournament organized by Mandos and me. First game has these two teams, Evil Papagali and Kamil from MK, against Gamer and Gollem. Seems that Kamil is pretty offensive here, and is okay. Somehow I thought it was his enemy. I have no idea why. Never mind. Right now we're looking at a fight on the fight map called Cross, just like in the previous tournaments organized by Mandos recently. By recently I mean 1 year ago. This map will determine who can pick the locations. We can see that Kamil lost a couple of horses, I think, in the shootout. How many does he have? Yeah, 7. That's less than 8. Although, yeah. It's probably going to be the least interesting part of the game because people tend to be very campy. Oh, there we go. There's a little mistake from Evil Papagali. I think at least that's a mistake, but we will see. It should be easy to kill these horses here. Oh, maybe it wasn't that bad. He can go back now, and he has a slight advantage. Still, Gamer has quite some horses in the back, so they're still going to be useful. but it's usually very good if you can kill a couple of units without too much damage to your units, so it's pretty nice. On the right side we still see Gollem shooting out at Kamil, and there's some losses on both sides, but I'm pretty sure that nobody's losses were bigger, at least until now, because it seems like Gollem's forces are dying like flies. Also some of the shooters, and we're probably going to have a big fight right now. I don't think it's exactly what they should do, but okay, it seems like Kamil's really lost with the troops here. Too much clicking at the same time, probably. He's gonna lose these posters pretty quickly due to the barbarians on the side, but it's possible they will break through here in the middle. There's not a lot of shooters left on the right side, although Papagali is helping in the middle, so it might not be too bad in here. And it's pretty clever, I think, that he didn't use his troops too much in the fight here, but this is probably the time to try, especially use horses on this. I'm not sure why he's doing it like that, but okay, seems like he's saving his troops for later, but I don't think he should have used horses here because they're pretty vulnerable. They should have been used on the shooters. Whoa, this is a pretty interesting fight. I'm pretty sure that Evil Papagali will lose because he's fighting on many fronts and surrounded from every side, but it's way closer than I thought it would be. Yeah, if he wasn't surrounded, I think he would have a real chance if he was attacked from one side. But as you can see, he doesn't have a chance anymore. It was pretty close, but MK guys losing the fight map stage against Golem and Gamer. So Golem and Gamer will be choosing the locations. Yeah, so right now we're waiting for the players to pick the map and start. I'm pretty sure they're a bit lost regarding the rules, so keep the rules handy and try to help. The first round is played on yes, on a map called Cold Water. And seems like Gamer chose location 3, which probably means that they're gonna choose the top left side. Yeah, that's correct. It's no surprise to me. I've heard some opinions that it's a better side. Hopefully it's still pretty balanced, but I guess we will find out soon. I wish I had some popcorn ready as well, but I don't. It's probably unprofessional to eat while making a live stream, so I'll just hold it, you know. This will be our first game in the tournament. And probably the only scheduled game for today. If I find out during this stream that there's gonna be more games played today, then I will let you know, guys, and I will try to show them right away, of course. As for the next games, I know that there's gonna be a game tomorrow as well. I'm not sure if I can make it. Maybe Zdobby will be able to cover it for me. It's going to be in the evening, somewhere between 8 and 10 p.m. I think. A game between Yidis and Zoltan and Captain Glowika and Vanget. I have no idea about the other 5 games except for my own, because I know that we'll probably play the next weekend. And I'm pretty sure that most of players will also decide to do that. So, did they really ask? Okay. Not accustomed to people treating me as a judge. I'm just streaming here, you know. It's not like I have to wait, but whatever. I won't be like that. I mean, I'm not sure if he heard what I said. Just reacted to what he wrote earlier, but doesn't matter. Anyway, there we go. We got locations 2 and 3 on the top, and locations 5 and 6 on the bottom. Starting with Kamil. Actually, I played a game here yesterday on this log. I gotta say, I thought it's gonna be worse. It's pretty interesting log. It doesn't really feel like this gold is so far away, because you can simply make woodcutters and farms along the way without much problem. Also a couple of yeah, it seems like Kamil is doing it exactly like I did. School on top. This is I think in case of this particular map and location, it's pretty clever because we have 4 builders. Okay. And the gold is on the top, so it might be good. Of course, the initial gold will not work very well, so the first 60 gold will have a bit longer way than if the school was on the left or right, but I think the upsides still outweigh the downsides here, because after you burn through this golden storehouse, you will have to use the one that your gold smelters are making. So I would say that it's better to do it like this. Maybe even on the right side would be also interesting. And I would probably leave 1 tile of space here, but we will see if this will make him have some traffic jams. I think it may be slightly risky to make a stonemason in this spot, by the way, because it's pretty far away from the bottom of the mountain, which is where the stone cutters are working, because they can't cut the stone from the top, right? So, or from the sides, for example. They can only take it from the bottom, so they can take it here, I think, or like here. And the distance is about 16 or 17 tiles. I think it's good enough to take like this part, and of course later on a bit more when they dig up the bottom of the mountain. But might not be that efficient for the start. I'm not sure if it's actually a big deal, but probably not. Anyway, here's Evil Papagali's location where it's interesting. He's making the road to the left, to the right side. Obviously trying to get this forest first. Maybe he will also make a woodcutter on the bottom. It kind of feels like that. I mean, it depends what choice he makes regarding the stonemasons, because you can try to make them on the bottom in a more classical way, but it's also not a bad idea to make it along the way to the wood, just to waste a bit less time. Yeah, I think yeah, now we can see that he's doing kind of both at the same time. This is probably how I would do it. Like one on the bottom and the rest on the top, maybe on the right side, and then you're already in the forest here. This is yeah, this is also a pretty good spot to keep your woodcutters, because it's on the side of the base, so it won't matter too much for your planning for buildings that you have the space occupied. It might also not be a bad idea to make the farms somewhere here along the way to the gold and the iron, so that's probably what he's gonna do. And finally cut some of this forest probably, and maybe plant, maybe cut the one on the left. We'll see what he decides to do. Probably doesn't pay off to make too many buildings here, so that's why I would also make a woodcutter on the bottom, but this is not needed 100%, but if you don't want to go early to the left side, then it might really help. Although, well, at some point you have to go there, but you really have to prioritize gold production, because it's so freaking far away. And by the time you come here, iron is already there as well, so it's not too bad. I think it would be an interesting idea to try the farms on the left side here and try to cut this down, maybe, or just maybe even leave it and make most of the buildings on the right side, because it's a bit closer to the stone and some of the wood production as well. So I think it might be beneficial to keep the city on the right, even if at first sight it doesn't look like this is you know, the thing that you would do. One more thing which is a bit annoying is that you don't have a lot of coal on this log here. You have to go to the bottom of the city to get there. When you make about 8 coal mines, I think, you can't really make many more here. So, but this probably becomes a problem only after peacetime, a couple of minutes after peacetime, or right on peacetime maybe. Still, this is not the moment when you want to try to rebuilding something, so it might not be the worst idea to try and have some of your coal mines earlier here as well. Although this is not the ideal spot, you know, because it's so far away, and you don't really have anything that you would want to build in this area anyway, so it's kind of a waste of time to go there until 14 minutes into the game, maybe. I mean 40, not 14, in case it wasn't clear. Anyway, it seems like Evil made his coastal masons and he's making a woodcutter here. Probably want to make a bit more on the right side. And he's almost done with the road to the goal, which is pretty nice. And I think it's a good moment to take a look at the counterpart of this location on the top team's side, which is played by Gollem here. Yeah, it seems pretty similar, except that he has a forest to catch next to his gold. And it seems like his iron is way closer to the storehouse, but another nice thing is that it also comes with coal, so you can make pretty efficient coal production with this. I mean iron production. However, you have to waste a lot of time to get there. Yeah, looking at and actually, this location is probably meant to be a counterpart of this one instead. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, so I said it wrong. Sorry. You can see that the iron mine and coal is here in a pretty similar spot to the location here. When it comes to the balance, I don't know if I could say that any of the sites is way better. Kind of seems similar, and frankly, I'm not sure I like this lock. There's really no reason to go to the bottom other than the trees here, and you really have to do that at some point. So you know, looking at exactly what Kamil did here, which is probably one of the better ideas, you can already be here. You can try to make some farms as well, but seems like his decision was to do something else. And he's also already going for gold. As for what kind of tactics players might have in mind, it's still way too early to tell. I gotta say though that this is a really strange placement for farm from Evil Papagali, because the farms don't work as efficiently if you do them like this. Like this one will be very efficient because it's got every single field in front of the door, but this one is going to have to waste a lot of time for walking here and back, so it's not the best thing you can do, right? I'm also unsure if what I see here will be good for the movement of the serfs, but I guess we're gonna see how it happens. There's definitely going to be a shortcut here as well, which might help for the right side of the city, but as we see, he is making the farms on the right, so it will be more important to see what happens on the left side, where he seems to be trying to put the buildings instead of farms and woodcutters with their fields and forests. It's a bit tricky because he's still planting here. I'm not sure if that was intended, but I guess we'll see. I think it's a good time to take a look at Gamer. And maybe it's also a good time to say something about the chances of the teams here. At least on paper, I'm pretty sure I would say that Gollem and Gamer stand in a better spot. To be honest, Evil Papagali and Kamil are relatively unknown. I think Evil Papagali already had some nice wins in the Cam League. Let me shortly look up. How does he fight in this year? Oh, he's like second from the last. Okay, that's not what I expected to happen. Yeah, I can see some wins. However, mainly against less known players. So far I can only see he won once against Big Bang Cannabis. But other than that, I'm so Vanget. Yeah, it's hard for me to find a player that lost to him, who is well known. I can also see that on our challenge.com website. Uh, all of the people that voted for the result of this game decided that Gollem and Gamer should win this. We're about to see a fight of the underdogs versus the ones that have to win according to everyone. So it's gonna be interesting to see if that's true. If the Golden Gamer get the win, or perhaps the MK clan is up to give us a surprise. This clan is a relatively new one. It's been founded by the Hamus, I think, the last year, and I gotta say that it's pretty nice that despite the fact that you could say that the market for clans is pretty much saturated in this game. On the competitive level, you've got basically everyone who is good is already taken by someone. And I think it's pretty amazing that you can see MK Clan has something like 15, something between 15 and 20 people in the clan. Most of them are less known names, probably, but there's also a couple of good guys, and I know that some of them are advancing at a pretty nice speed. So I'm pretty confident that in half a year, for example, we'll be able to see some pretty good spammers here. And as I kind of predicted, this road isn't the best, but I also think there's something strange that happened. Oh crap! Yeah, I have no idea what is happening here. This is bugged. Okay, so why does it happen? I probably shouldn't write about this, but maybe they should go for a save. I better write to him, maybe. Yeah. Okay, this is definitely an interesting occurrence. Seems like Evil Papagali had a real unlucky situation. For some reason, I think I should save this shit. For some reason, it made all of his base get blocked. Okay, let me quickly figure out. Crap. I don't have enough time to do this probably. Okay, it's here. Remake, saves, autosave. Where the fuck is this? Or maybe paused. Pause would be better. Yeah, I got this copied. Uh, Maybe the developers will be interested to see this, but this is really funny. I've never seen something like this happen. And let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's definitely something unexpected. Okay. So, as you can see, we have first case of restart of the game in a tournament in camp because of a bug. This is pretty funny, but it also shows, to end this on a positive note, that it's the first time I see something like this happening, and in so many years it worked pretty well, which is actually nice. Because it's not that easy to make a game that has no bugs though. Seems like it's also not easy to make a lobby. Where is it? Okay, it's probably here. Okay. Okay, seems like it takes them a long time to set up. I have no idea what's happening now. Hmm. Okay, so there we go again. uh, well, seems like uh, this game is not without problems, but well, some people say shit happens. So let's see the start of Gamer and Gollem versus Evil Papagali and Kamil again. Hopefully this time such strange stuff won't happen. But yeah. But I think not many players built another building right in front of school without leaving a tile of space here. And perhaps that was a partial reason this happened. Mm. And as everyone understands very well, even the opposite team, I'm glad that they didn't try to fight it. But you know, it was something completely out of Evil Papagali's control, and it would be very unfair if something like this made him lose a tournament game. So if the save game didn't work, then the only single thing that we could do here was to restart the game from scratch. This is a pretty strange occurrence, but I guess now I can see that I've seen all in this game. And it seems like this time he will try. Hold on for a second. He had a tile below. My mistake. He had a tile below the school because they were like going in a loop between these two tiles. So yeah, funny. But why did this happen? I think partial reason is that this was his only road between the storehouse and the rest of the city. So there was a lot of movement here in a very short, short part of his base, in a very short part of his road. And he didn't have any road around. He was trying to finish it, but due to his all serfs being busy already, there was nobody that could give him that last bit of stone well, actually, he even didn't have any builders that he could use because they were all busy with the roads, I think. Yeah, well, this is pretty annoying, but also pretty funny what happened here. It must have looked really funny when I noticed this and I didn't know what to do. Like, should I tell him? Is it against the rules? Yeah, pretty funny. But let's hope that this doesn't happen again and we can have a fair game without any bugs. Yeah. By the way, I'm not sure that having the chat on the screen doesn't even make sense right now because of the delay. As I'd like to remind you, there's a 10-minute delay for the streams in this tournament. It's 10 minutes of real time, so in fact it's more like 15 minutes of the game time. Slightly longer, and it should at least help against someone trying to cheat by watching the stream. It's not foolproof, but at the point of peacetime or like 15 minutes before peacetime, it's already like, you know, too late to restart your production for something before seeing the troops of the enemy. For example, like you see someone has like 15 horses and you're like, okay, I should make pikes. You will be too late anyway, so this should probably be good enough. Yeah, now you can see exactly the same bases again. Well, maybe I'd better save the game each 10 minutes just in case. I don't know. Anyway, no, it's kind of hard for me to say something now because I used all my best lines for the first opening, and now I have to think of something again. So, well, let's see. Oh, but being honest now, I don't think we gave a good look at gaming space before. At least I like at least the beginning here. Looks pretty organized. It's not always the most important thing to stay organized with your brace, so we'll see if this will actually work properly. But yeah, looking at the other games in the tournament, guess I might show the screen for a second. Okay, it's working. So before something happens in the game, let me just take a look at the ladder of the tournament. So in this round, in this first round, which is to be played in this coming week, so the last day for the games is the next Sunday in 1 week. We've got Gollem and Gamer, which is being played right now. Tomorrow, somewhere in the evening, we should have Yudi Zoltan versus Captain Glovica and Vanget. And there's also 5 unscheduled games here. Greenhouse Big Bang versus Martin Seitler. I believe this is the most interesting one here because the teams are pretty similar level. I believe that Martin and Seitler might have a bit better spam. I've heard some pretty good stuff about them recently, especially about Martin. But Greenhouse and Big Bang will probably be way better in the fighting. So this can be an interesting one. We'll be able to see if if it matters most to have more spam or more fighting skills. Apart from that, Teddy Asa versus Kypix and Killionaire. I'm pretty sure not many people will give much chances to the second team here because they are relatively unknown. I'm not sure since how long Kyvix is playing this game. I've never seen this nickname, to be honest, in a game. I know Killionaire's name because he used to play a lot on the publics in the past. So I used to see him on Peacetime 60 lobbies like, you know, a couple of years ago. But I'm pretty sure that Tenant also are the favorites in this game. And it's probably... come on. Okay. It's probably not going to be much of a problem to win for them, at least theoretically. I think they're pretty good spammers, and when I recently played with Asso, I thought he was a pretty good fighter as well. I gotta say that most of Russian players, for some reason, they tend to play defensive, but what I've seen from Asa was actually not what I expected at all. Yeah, yo, coaches. And so, you know, it was a bit unusual, and I think that it could be an interesting team to watch. Although the next game they play versus Kunken and Dan, and there's not many teams I would give a chance. Nope, no one behind me. There's not many teams I would give a chance to against Kunken and Dan here, so they're probably not going to go through the second round here, I'd say. The next game here is Gladiator and K versus Trash and Vandal Super. I'll be honest that I can't really predict the result here. I think it might be mostly even. I've heard some people say Gladiator and K are way better, some people say the opposite, so I can't really decide. Derek Eva versus Hado and Harry. I'm not gonna say anything about my own game, obviously. I think we have a decent chance, and we'll definitely try to win this one. So we'll see how it goes. And the final game here is Bala and Mandos versus Dibadok and Yen. Most of people will likely say that Bala and Mandos have better chances. I actually think most of people voted for them here in the poll, but I wouldn't rule out Dibadok at the end. I don't really know how Dibadok is playing. I didn't see him recently in games, so I can't say. But Yen always has really stable bases. You can always count on her having some spam. So I think Balan models can be a bit unpredictable sometimes. And if they have a worse game, then I can definitely see everything can happen in this game. Looking at the voting so far, we can see that most players value Captain Glowika and Vanget, Martin Seidler, Teddy and Arthur, Trash and Vano, my own team, Baran Mandos, and there's also one more game which already can be played, even if it's round 2. And I did notice that one. It's Sokol Botso versus Muadred. And I can see the votes are a bit divided here. I myself would say that Sokol and Botso will win, but there's a big if, because some people were saying that Botso doesn't play a lot these days. So if he doesn't train enough before the tournament, it might end up pretty quickly for them. But if Botso can return to his old form, to his old shape, then this team is one of the favorites for win, even, I think. So I guess we'll see what happens here. Yeah, I think that that's it for right now when it comes to the what happens in the ladder. So let's try to go back to the game and see if Evil Papagali. Yeah, you can see this time he made real sure that he's got. Yeah, hello. That he's got shortcut here. Now I'm actually wondering about what happened here. I still believe that we should have restarted the game, but you could argue that it was what happened happened because of a player mistake, because the roadwork here was pretty bad. But then I also believe that it should never happen something like this, that two units are just perpetually going here and back without any way to break this down, you know. So it was really unlucky to have this. So yeah, I guess that's that's real bad luck we had here, and all we can do is just watch what happens now. We can see it's 18 minutes into the game, almost. And Evil is building his farms, making a second sawmill. I wouldn't say that his woodcutters are that good. Seems like this one is cut only. Didn't waste much time to make it, which I believe it's not the worst idea. He also tries to take extra care about shortcuts now, which is probably a good thing. Yeah, probably gonna make one more woodcutter later on, but you know, I think it might not be the best decision to make to forget about making all of your woodcutters that you want in this spot, because at some point you will have to go back here and waste your builder's time to go there again. So maybe it's better to do it in one shot, you know, especially that wood is something that you will need anyway. Still, there's a lot of stuff that they have to do on this log. I mean, the players. Sorry. I don't know. I have this feeling that space management might not be ideal in these days, but I guess we'll see later. It doesn't feel like he has a lot of space, especially because of the forest here. So I'm curious to see how he will decide to follow with this. Um, so let's maybe finally take a look at Gamer when he has some buildings in the base. It doesn't look too amazing, to be honest. He had to make a long detour to the south of his base because of the forest here. Seems like his location has three main forests. The one near the location's storehouse, the one on the south, and the one on the far right. And none of them are easy to easy to reach. It's probably not too good for relocation. I think it might be better on this log because you can go here right after you make the qualies, and on the gamer's location it doesn't work like that. Still, well, you have this one. I think there was a forest here. There must have been one because this is not enough trees for the entire base. So it is a bit closer here. But it's kind of hard to say, you know, because then these trees are also not that far away. They're kind of where you will have to make roads anyway. I can't really decide which base I like more. I mean, the way they are building this, yeah, it's kind of. We'll see how it happens. But right now I have a feeling that Gamer's base is a bit more complicated than it needs to be. But I can't really say how I would make it instead. So I don't know. Yeah, nice to see you here, Gertian. Hopefully I didn't butcher your name too much. I'm pretty sure it's Dutch, so try to use the proper pronunciation, at least as far as I remember. Yeah, we're still alive with this game, trying to keep the community alive with some tournaments and live streams and other stuff. I think we're not doing a bad job here. So yeah, just stick around if you find this interesting, and you can see some high-level multiplayer games here. The later in the tournament, the higher the level will be, obviously. Anyway, let's take a look at Kamil now. You can see that he's building. It reminds me of how players build on the Final Frontier Location 5, for example, where you have a lot of space that. I'm sorry. Where you have a lot of roads you have to make before you reach the iron. In this case, the resource that you need is wood. So you have to be even earlier here, and this can be tricky. Still, you can see that he made the qualities in a pretty interesting way. Which allows him to have the stone both on the top and bottom of his base, kind of. So yeah, I think it's actually pretty nice to do it like this. He also makes a lot of woodcuts on the top. I think it's like pretty obvious how you should build here. I was kind of thinking about making a forest here, but you know, trying to cut here, for example, but it's kind of tricky. There's not that much space on this location, by the way, and depending on how many farms you make, you may find out that you're lacking some space for the woodcuts as well, as I found out playing this lock yesterday. Um, I believe if I were building like he is right now, I would probably try to make some woodcutters for planting here too. Because he's obviously aiming for 8 farms, and this will require a bit of extra woodcutters, I believe. Not this 8 maybe. Yeah, 8 should probably be fine, and there's not a lot of space here, so no, it can be tricky. But one thing I really despise about this base is the fact that it's based on a really long road, and there's no other stuff happening here. There's no shortcuts, you know. I believe that he should make some shortcuts on the left and right side of these buildings here, at least. If not, if he doesn't want to waste time on the top here. Because there's gonna be a lot of movement between the school, storehouse, inn, and the stonemasons. So, you know, this is not ideal this way, and there's only one road. He's gonna be hurt by this a lot in 5 to 10 minutes. Let's take a look at Gollem now. Yeah, you can see he's also based on one road and kind of has a similar problem. Still, he's got this shortcut, so coming up, so it's slightly better, I believe. And also, doesn't seem like he has any buildings that require the coal so far. So there's not many serfs that even have to walk here, apart from the new buildings that he's making up. So there shouldn't be too much movement in this part for now. And when there is more movement, I believe he'll make a shortcut to the right side anyway, which will help him a lot. Other than that, I don't think shortcuts are going to be that important in case of his space for now. Okay, that's enough. I need some coal here back. Okay. Just give me a second because I'm a bit lost here. Okay, so from what I see right now in Golem's base, I would guess that he's going pretty heavy on farms, I gotta say. 30 minutes, 6 farms, and I believe he's going to make 8 or 9 maybe, with the setup we see on the left side. And the base looks pretty organized. I wouldn't say if it works good or not yet, but it's definitely aesthetically pleasing, you know, so in the hands of good player, this can mean good things. You can see that he had some kind of pre-build probably, or just very good planning. Like he's going to make the wooden weapon makers in this area. Yeah, I can't really see any mistakes so far, at least. Time to slow. No, it's a pretty challenging game to play and to be good, you know. Yeah. Good evening, Trash. the problem is if you try to play X2 speed or more, then it's really hard to micro all the buildings to get the best results. So at least the competitive part of the community, which is usually playing peacetime 60, prefers 1.5 speed at the most. This is a good compromise between shortening the first couple of minutes of the game when there's nothing happening when you build the school and etc. But later on with 1.5 it's still manageable with the speed, and usually the lags also even it out a bit with some players, so it's probably the best choice for us here. And the higher speeds make it a bit hard to you know, to be clicking as fast as you have to make your base work correctly. Anyway, let's try to look around the bases and try to guess what players might do. So like I said, Gollem seems to be going heavily for the farms, going for the 3 swine farms first and probably the stables later. I would say that he's gonna make these farms right before peacetime, or maybe like 10 minutes before. And he's already finishing up his iron production. I think on this lock it's not that bad. So he's gonna have about 25 swordmen, or a bit more of any other kind of iron troops if he decides to make them. And how many leather? How much leather? I can't really say, to be honest. 1, 2. I think I've seen it. Well, since these two are working already, I think the leather will be pretty good, definitely better than the iron, but I can't say much more about it. Let's take a look at the counterpart from the other team. Kamil seems to have a bit less farms, only 4 right now. Sometimes it's better because it keeps your base smaller at the start, and you can keep it small to make it more efficient, because the serfs don't have to walk around too much. But someone's lagging, and might be me. Nope. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe they're brothers or something. I didn't know that they're using the same connection. I mean, so it kind of looks like they're in the same place, or just something bad happened to the internet in the part of the world where they live. I don't know. But I was just about to comment before it lagged out that Kamil's roads in the storehouse could be a bit better. I really don't understand why he doesn't make a shotgun on the right side here, for example. It could be pretty useful. Or at least this one as well, something like this. Just to give them, you know, a second road to go to the left side. Right now there's a lot of traffic jams in the front of storehouse, and while right now, like exactly right now, okay, now it works. It looks worse again. So this is also a pretty bad spot, because there's a really tight bottleneck here. There's a lot of buildings here and a lot of buildings here. So this is exactly how you should not make your base, as I stated repeatedly on the streams. But what can we say about this base? It seems like a bit worse copy of what Gollem is trying to do. You can see he's gonna have a bit better spam probably. Maybe not at the same time as Kamil. It's hard to say actually. At least their iron looks pretty similar, so I'm pretty sure that there will be no advantage for Kamil here with the iron. Pretty similar swine farms as well, I think. Maybe a bit worse here in Kamil's base, but not by far. Actually, I'd say it's the same level probably. Yeah. Okay, so now let's take another look at Evil Papagali's base. I like the way he built the woodcutters on the left side. Pretty creative. I mean, I didn't expect him to leave all of this. But it seems like it's working for him. He also finally has some nice shortcuts this time. Which still, I mean, still doesn't help too much because most of them are trying to go through here. You know, this is an interesting example. I think it would work better if he made a shortcut on the left side, because right now everyone who has something to deal with in the storehouse is going through there. So only those that go to the inn will go to the left, and they will go through here as well. So this road will be used very, very often. And we also have the movement to the school, so it doesn't really help, you know. There's also no gap between the storehouse and school as well. It's most likely because you can't make the school one tile to the right, but I'm not sure right now if that's true. Now I think of it, I think I was able to put the school here, so this would probably be more of a mistake and not a limitation of the map. So yeah, but you know, all the problems would probably be way smaller if he made a road on the left side as well. As for what he's trying to do, there's only 5 farms, so trying to figure out what he's already got here. Also pretty similar letter to all the other players so far, at least. But you can see that he's making just a couple swords and lots of crossbows, which probably means that maybe he's gonna make. I don't think he's gonna make stables. With 5 farms, it's probably not worth it unless you have a really small base. Depends what he chooses to do, to be honest. Yep, he's going for a third swine farm and stables. It seems like there's gonna be some interesting tactic. Perhaps he's gonna trade for corn. So yeah, it's most of these swords will probably go for some horses, while he uses most of his resources for the crossbows, maybe some pikes, I don't know. He also looks like he's making some wooden shields, which means he's probably going for crossbows and axemen. Pretty interesting choice, although with not so many leather jackets, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to have a lot of them. This might not be the worst idea. It makes you the army a bit, you know, a bit bigger artificially. And crossbows can be pretty good in some kind of situations. Although looking at the battlefield here, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure. I would probably go for bows on this map, but you know, it depends. If the enemy gets caught in a weird way near some of these mountains, then it can be pretty good to have some crossbows. I don't know. And finally, let's take a look at Gamer. Only 6 farms, not that much, but there's a beautiful traffic jam here as well. Seems like I don't know what kind of mistake he made here. Can't figure it out. What are they bringing? Probably something that he just blocked. Maybe the wood, for example. I don't know. Might be just the fact that he's got a lot of sawmills in the same spot, and they're all blocking themselves. Also trying to get something from the storehouse. There's plenty of resources being kept as well here, so Yeah. Hey Chris. Ah, it's not Chris, it's DBNS. Okay, my mind is playing tricks on me. Nice to see you here. Maybe you should consider playing this game again. In case some of you guys don't know and you came here kind of by accident, this is actually Knights and Merchants Remake, which is a mod made by fans of the game. It's using completely new engine. As you can see, you can zoom out and zoom in. The resolution is way better, so it's way better to play this than the original games. So if you would like to check out, it also has, as you can see right now, it also has pretty nice multiplayer. Right now it's for up to 8 players. If you'd like to check it out, it's on its website. You can download it if you have the Knights and Merchants TPR. If you don't, you can always buy it on Steam or on GOG.com. It's pretty cheap. And the Remake's website is camremake.com. And you just download the Remake after you buy the game, and you can install it, and then you can enjoy all the new stuff here. There's loads of new stuff. I wouldn't even know where to start. There are also some special maps which have some mods. They're called scripted maps. Yeah, so there's just loads of new stuff. Also, if you're a single player guy, if you don't want to play multiplayer too much, then you can also see the new campaigns which were added by the community. There's loads of content for both single and multiplayer people as well. Going back to what we can see in the Gamers Base, let's remind everyone this is a tournament game, the first tournament game of tournament organized by Mandos and me in 2021. It's a 2 vs 2 tournament. We've got Kamil and Evil Papagali from Mighty Kingdom clan playing against Gollem and Gamer. And we're looking at Gamers Base. It's 12 minutes to peace time. And from what we can see, his horses will be pretty late. And apart from that, I believe he's going for a noble kind of army, which means bows and swordmen mainly. Yeah. So nothing too surprising in this base. And only 7 farms. Maybe only is a harsh word. Seems pretty good. And he's got the 3 swine farms. He's making the 4th building that uses corn to have some horses. It's pretty late to make this. I believe he can make 3 or 4 horses for peacetime. Not more probably. But it's still something, you know, and he keeps making more farms for as long as he can, I guess. He mostly used all of the farmland he has. It's not practical to go here, so I'm not sure if he wants to do that. But this is kind of a good area for another woodcutter, don't you guys think? Provided that he needs one. He's got 7 right now. I would say that he needs 1 more. With a city of this size, he'll probably want to make a extra swine farm. Although I can see a mill here, so maybe he doesn't need that. So he actually has 5 buildings that use corn, which usually translates to. Think 3 farms we have 1.5 of our buildings, so with 6 you get no, hold on, with 6 you get 4, right? Right, yeah. My brain is kind of disabled today. Apologies for that, but if I count correctly, then 5 buildings is exactly the amount that you want to have for the farms. I mean, the ratio is you make 3 farms for 2 buildings that use the code. So you know, like more or less. I think the stables need a bit more, and the swine farms a bit less, and the mill needs way less than 1.5 of a building. So with 8 farms, it's going to work pretty nicely, provided that he doesn't have some hunger problems, for example. He's still finishing up his leather production, although his first armor workshop was already working for quite a while, so I believe it's not going to be too bad. And there's 8 minutes to peacetime, so the real action should happen right away in about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'll try to make hotkeys for the barracks. So in a couple of minutes we'll be able to take a look what happens in the barracks. The bases are pretty much finished, as you can see, and there's a lot of farms in these bases, mostly. This is pretty interesting. I didn't expect this to happen, to be honest. Like I said, these farms are not going to be working that good, but I'm pretty sure that Kamil just decided to make them like this because it's better to have a farm than no farms at all. And if he tried to make these farms somewhere here, he would have to build on coal or something. And if he made them here, then he would use the farmland for the buildings, and then there's no farmland here because you can't make a farm on snow, which is pretty logical if you ask me. So it's probably better decision than not making these farms. And if I count correctly, he's got 9 right now. Yeah, right, 9. Also 9 cutters, not bad. Although, as you can see, they don't have a lot of space. Could be better, probably. You can see there's still quite some movement here. He desperately needs some more shortcuts, but it doesn't seem like he can spot this mistake. There's 5 minutes till peacetime. Looking only at the amounts of buildings, I believe that the bases on the top are a bit better. Although, I mean, right now I mean the timings, because I know that Gollem was a bit faster with his farms, for example. Probably same here with Gamer when you compare him to Evil Papagali. So we could take let's take a look at the food. For the food production, Golem has a bakery, butcher. There's no fish on this map, if I remember correctly. No wine yet. I don't think that's enough, but maybe he'll be working on this a bit later. How many cells does he have? 79. Let's take a look at the barracks. It's already pretty good, and there's still 4 minutes till the peacetime. I think he's gonna have like 28, maybe 27 sold, man. 7 horses included in that. Not too bad. It's probably going to have about 40 leather, provided that he can make enough weapons for this. I think it's possible. 4 minutes definitely. So yeah. Yeah, Gabruk, I have to agree that both players from MK could have better roles. Still, before looking at the barracks, I wouldn't say that they were. At least for some time it looked like they had a chance. But yeah, I'm kind of intentionally trying to stall this. just to show you the barracks right before peacetime. Looking at Evil Papagali, this isn't the most amazing army I've ever seen, to be honest. Well, he's gonna have about 35, maybe 40 leather, which is not that bad. But only 40 iron troops right now, probably gonna have something like 45 if he's lucky. And he probably will be. Nothing special, just a couple of horses. But a clever player can use this in a fight pretty well, so I wouldn't rule him out yet. It's hard for me to say if it's better to go like this or maybe go pikes and bows instead if you prefer to have a spam base instead of, I mean spam combination of troops instead of doing the normal combination of swordmen and bowmen. One nice thing about crossbows is that they are pretty good fight against swordmen, so you can go both ways, I guess. I think it's a good time to take a look at all the barracks right now. So let's start with Gollem. Almost 50 leather, slightly short on the weapons, but it's still about 40 leather troops and 28 with 8 horses of the iron troops. Kind of enough recruits for this, slightly short on them, but that's not a big deal, I believe. His counterpart Kamil has 5 horses, pretty nice iron, and not that bad leather. It could be a bit better, but it's not terrible. Gamer also 25 iron troops, only 3 horses and 45 leather, so the leather is pretty exceptional. And finally, Evil Papagali with his 45 iron troops, 2 horses only, which is kind of bad, but similar to what Gamer had, and 38 leather troops. So it seems like Gamer is a bit better when it comes to the... let me quickly see if everyone has... Yeah, they should have kind of enough recruits. Maybe Kamil was a bit short, but I wasn't too sure. So to be honest, looking at the teams, looking at the barracks, I thought it's going to be a bigger difference and in favor of the Gamer Golem team. Well, it seems like it's pretty even. I'm not sure what to say about Papagali's army because it's you know, it's the worst kind of units, the worst combo. It would probably be beneficial if he made something a bit more classical, but it's hard to say. He's got a lot of crossbows. As for the army quality, the cost of this army, just to compare the bases on a pure economical manner, I think if you have 45 plus 43, so let's say it's like 90, 88, plus 5 swords, 5 shields, it's like 10. So it's like 98, then you have to divide it, you have like 33, almost 33 swordmen. So the army that Evil Papagali made, it actually equals 33 swordmen. So it seems like actually the bottom team, the underdogs, have a crushing advantage in iron. This is pretty interesting to see. But on the other hand, it seems like the top team has a crushing difference in the leather. So I would still take the iron, but I guess we'll see. I gotta say this is pretty interesting outcome, at least for the peacetime period. So anything can happen. The horse amount in both teams is pretty similar, I gotta say. Maybe slightly more on the top, but it's not a big difference. I think there was 7 plus 3 on the top and 2 plus 5 on the bottom. I'm not sure what amount Kamil had. So the armies are actually pretty similar with a slight advantage towards the bottom team actually. So this is a big deal. I think it can mean a nice game after peacetime. So let's see what happens in a couple of minutes. Definitely doesn't look like MK guys are doomed and their destiny is just to lose and be forgotten. It all depends on how they fight. And I believe that nobody expected in this community that this can happen. Let me just remind you this. You can see that nobody even voted on them. There's been a couple of people at least voting here, so you know it's interesting, and hopefully we can see some action soon. Oops, I didn't want to do this. Okay, so right now we're waiting for Kamil to go back. There should be a 5-minute break according to the rules. Let's hope they don't extend it too much. And then we can restart this. I mean, we can. There's no more restarting today. Yeah. I think so far it looks like we're going to start off this tournament with really good game. Let's hope that our hopes are not shattered after we see what these two teams can do in fight. And yeah, I didn't scrub the settings here. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. In the first game of the 2 vs 2 tournament organized by Mandos and myself in this new, hopefully better than the previous one, 2001 year. 2021, sorry, yeah. You can see some troops already went out. And you can see the scouting now. From what I noticed yesterday, trying to play this at 2 a.m. at night, it was pretty tough to scout this map. Kind of felt like playing the map called Tale of Two Lands, which had insane battlefield. Here at least the battlefield is in the middle and not on the sides of the map, so yeah, it's but it's still really big. It's huge actually. What's the size of the map? It's 255 on 160, so it's the biggest possible width of the map. It's not the biggest height, but there's still a lot of distance here, and there's a lot of mountains in the middle, which makes a unique battlefield. And I'm pretty sure that many players will have no idea what to do near all these mountains. I'm just hoping I'm not going to be one of them. It's probably better to be campy, but I guess we'll see. You can defend pretty easily on this spot, for example, although you can be surrounded pretty nicely as well, so you know, it's not foolproof. But there's definitely, you know, with so many mountains, there's definitely some obstacles that you can base your defense or attack on. I think that's a nice thing. To be honest, I would prefer this map to be played in round 2, but eventually we decided to keep it like Mandos started with the topic because lots of players were training on this map already. So we should give a chance at least to the round 1 teams to play something that they played at least once or twice already while trying to prepare themselves for the tournament. Now it seems like Gollem forgot that he put auto follow on this troop, and if only Evil Papagali was looking at the situation and storm attacked here, this could be the death of Golem's troops. So there's already 2 mistakes, one each from each player. I've got a feeling that it's going to be a lazy beginning in this game, but I guess we'll see. And it seems like Kamil is trying out the old tactic of coaches, who is also watching this game, I believe. And that is keeping your troops in the barracks for as long as possible to avoid, you know, getting hungry too early. To be honest, for me, it all depends on how Evil Papagali can use his unique combination of troops, because crossbows are a really good advantage if you can use them properly, if you can keep them away from the bowman of your enemy. And on this map, it's probably going to be pretty easy with so many mountains to just hide behind them all the time. But on the other hand, you can't really do any shootouts with them. You have to rely on horses for defeating your enemy's bowmen in the open. And that's one very important thing about this army combination. But the X-Men here are also pretty important because you have to handle them you can't really just rush with them on the bows and swordmen and expect them to live through, especially with so many bows. Just look at these amounts of leather here. It's pretty massive. Yeah, now it seems like Kamil finally makes some troops. I believe this is actually a pretty good decision. If you're not expecting the enemy to horse rush you, of course, then it's not too bad to just wait a little, so you have some advantage in case that this becomes a camp fest. Because if you take your army out a bit later, then your troops will live through for more time. Still, it's probably best done if both players in the team do this. So I'm not sure if this is going to be very important. Like, you know, when we've got a campy situation, Evil Papagali will have to fight anyway. So I don't think they talked this through, but whatever. I probably should show you how much they all scouted. Oh, seems pretty nice from the bottom team, I gotta say. They actually see the entire army of their enemy. This is always good. So they have the control, but I'm pretty sure that it's not too hard to scout as much as you want if you contribute enough time to this. But honestly, with so much vision, if I were the Gollem Gamer team, I would probably try to attack Evil Papagali way earlier. Right now they're kind of losing their chance, but I can still see that Kamil is taking out his troops very slowly. I think it might doom him because right now he doesn't even have his shooters out. Although, yeah, if Evil isn't called too early, then it's pretty possible he's gonna be in time. You know, He should also probably go like here instead. Maybe. Yeah, but I think this is almost a mistake to be so late with his shooters. But on the other hand, Gollem and Gamer are not doing anything to use this, and they can kind of see it very well unless they expect the bowman to be here. Could also be interesting to attack from the bottom somewhere here, like from many directions. Especially that there's some spots here I wouldn't attack through because it's pretty tricky, you know. I think this map is all about taking control of the bottlenecks and taking as many of them as possible around your enemy. But you know, you still have to attack, you still have to catch, and you still have to hope that that it's gonna work. You know, they can just keep pulling back and back, but I think it's gonna be hard to pull back from here for Evil Papagali. He can either escape here, so when he gets attacked, he will have a really tough time to go through this. But he can also defend this, and I mean he can't defend this because the top troops can get involved. But then they can't because Kamil should go here and should. You know, it's kind of a strange situation here. It's pretty hard to say what will happen because everything's so interconnected on this front. It all depends on the reactions of the players here. Expos could be good on this map since the battlefield is very crowded. Many mountains obstacle. Exactly, yeah. That's what I meant earlier when I was talking about this. So it all depends on how he uses his army. Right now, it seems like both teams are using them in a very stationary manner. Pretty campy for now. I'm pretty sure that both teams really have no clue what to do right now. They're too afraid to do anything, and they can see most of what happens here. Yeah, they both can see their entire armies. Nobody even tries to surround. We've seen some movements from Gollem at the Gamer here, but they didn't decide to follow through. So I'm pretty sure we're up for a long game, at least until everyone gets hungry in about 10 minutes. Speaking of hunger, how are the bases when it comes to food? Doesn't look that good for Kamil. Only two butchers with 3 swine farms. It's not that effective, but obviously you make the second one to make sure that the first one doesn't get hungry to death at some point of time. And 1 meal. But there's also 2 vineyards, which is probably nice. Are they working already? One of them is, and the second one is as well, but there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, lacking 1 field, but whatever. Okay, we've got some shootouts. It didn't look like Kamil's base has enough food though, but might be the fact that that he's got a lot of serfs and builders. He should probably try to kill off some of them, to be honest. And looking at Gollem, pretty similar situation probably. Slightly less, yeah, he killed off a lot of his builders it seems, and slightly less serfs as well. He's got 1 vineyard, 1 bakery, and 3+2 swine farms and butchers, so that's pretty similar situation when you consider the fact that he has 1 less vineyard here. And let's take a look at Gamer. Only 1 butcher. Also one wine and one bakery, just like his teammate. And also a pretty similar situation with serfs and laborers. So might be okay. And finally, well, this guy killed a lot of his builders. But he's still making his bakery. Although you gotta notice that he's got already 4 swine farms. This is interesting. And it worked pretty well actually. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the best amount of food, the highest amount of food is going to be produced in Evil Papagali's base. So might actually be a chance that he's gonna. Yeah, just look at that. There's a lot of loaves in the storehouse. I think there's a real chance that they can wait it out and wait for the top team to attack them. Just keep going back until everyone is hungry, and then Evil can try to feed his troops somehow, and you know, force them to make a stupid attack, and that's how MK could easily win here right now, I think. As you can see, nobody wants to be the first guy to attack, to do any moves, and it seems like Gamer is doing some maneuvers on the top. Maybe he's gonna try to catch this army here. I would say this is really risky, but how about does he see? Quite a lot. Yeah, I think he's mainly trying to annoy Kamil, because you can't really do much about it here. It's a really passive game also because of the fact that there's some Xbox here. Okay, Gamer and Gollem are trying to move the troops towards the right side. Perhaps they decided that it's better to attack through here and maybe through here as well. This is probably a good idea. It's going to be way easier to attack through one entrance from the side than trying to go through here, through the middle. It seems like Evil Papagali is kind of trying to do some shooting here, but I don't know, doesn't seem like he's doing a lot of shooting, but maybe he just can't decide what to do. Gollem making some extra troops, perhaps to make a stab in the back at some point. And I believe there's gonna be a catch pretty soon here, maybe, but I'm not sure if the big armies are about to fight, because there's a lot of troops sitting in the back, so perhaps it's not worth it. Yeah, it's a pretty stationary game so far, and a lot of action happening. Something strange happening in the middle here. I'm not sure why Gollem is going so close. Perhaps he's making a controlled mistake. Probably not. Anyway, I believe this is a mistake. Gollem is trying to get inside here, and this is a really bad spot to do this, especially that way. And his bowmen are getting attacked. I have no idea why he's doing this. And some of his forces will also killed. Maybe he's doing a controlled mistake to make MK guys attack them. That's probably what he tried to do. He tried to lure them into this area. It kind of works. Look at that. There's gonna be a catch here. Yeah, and it's a pretty bad one for Evil Papagali. Although, yeah, you can see he's not even shooting, but Gollem isn't shooting either. There's also 2 more catches in the middle. This is the most interesting one probably. And the Expos have a lot of time that they weren't used, but they will probably obliterate the left side here. And I think it's a mistake he's not trying to shoot the middle, because it's a bit more important. But he can just change the direction now. And it seems like right now it looks pretty good for MK. This is a surprise. and I think they're gonna win this. But let's wait and see what happens. There's a lot of melee left for Golem, but not a lot of shooters, and precisely the opposite situation. Actually, the same situation here. Yeah, this is going dark pretty quickly. Seems like MK didn't have enough melee. Uh, Even despite the fact that I believe their actions were not that bad here. They still have a lot of crossbows on this front, so this could work. But then you see this, and you know that they're not gonna be able to fight this off. So it seems like it's probably going to be GG, unless they have some aces up the sleeves, and I don't think they do. They lost a lot of shooters here, and all the melee. And Gamer still has a lot of quality troops here. Golem lost most of his melee too, and many... Well, would you look at that? Some free kills for Evil. It's good to be trying, you know? You know, without any effort, he managed to kill a lot of troops with militia. This is pretty nice. And now they're gonna try organize a defense. I believe it's definitely possible to defend here for MK guys. It's not game over, at least so far. I have no idea why he's going back here, but whatever. I'm not sure if it's a good idea for the top team to wait, although they don't have a lot of melee. Still, they have a lot more than the bottom team, so it probably would be better to attack right away. I'm always astounded by people waiting for something to attack after they won a fight. Although in this case, it might be that they're just waiting for the reinforcements, as you can see here. And that's probably what happens because Gamer is following on. I also don't think they should be attacking here. Should probably try... Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tricky because on one hand you have Evil Papagali's base, which just waits to be invaded. And on the other hand, you know that if you... you know that if you invade this base, you're gonna be fighting in town. It can take a lot of time and you have to be clever, but I believe it would be probably better to focus on one of the bases and just obliterate it. It's also interesting what happens here. It seems like... Seriously? Okay, seems like it's one of those famous screw-ups of Shadow the Streamer where he doesn't even notice base was attacked. I believe nobody did. I don't even know what happened, but it seems like Evil Papagali is down to 18 serfs in his base. Which kinda explains why it's probably not the best idea to attack here, but they still do it anyway. Yeah, it's total GG. Okay, that was a funny turn of events, and my reputation as a streamer goes down again, so everyone's happy, I guess. Must have looked real strange when I was looking over this base. It was so dead, and I was like, something's wrong here. What's wrong here? Oh well, pretty funny. I think I might take a look at the replay soon. But I'm pretty sure that while the big fight was going on, Gamer or the Golem sent some troops throughout the towers and just killed the city silently. And you know, it's pretty tough to defend yourself both from what happens in your base and what happens in the main front. So this was pretty clever from Gollem and Gamer. I believe this is a tactic which will be used very often on this map, because you can't really defend from this. You can't make more than 5 towers. But I believe, well, I'm not gonna say too much, because I know how I would deal with it. But I'll probably keep it for my team's advantage for now. In case it's not too obvious. You can see that Kamil is still trying, but it's not like he has any chances. With half of the army of the enemies already destroying the barracks, it's total GG. Still, I gotta say, big up for MK, for Kamil and Evil Papagali. It's if not for the fact that Papagali's base was destroyed and that they were slightly unlucky in the fight, they had a real chance today, and they definitely showed that they can play with anyone. Pretty nice armies on peacetime on this really challenging map. And it was a good game indeed. Slightly campy at the beginning, but later on we got some action, and I believe that's it. Just to be sure, I'll be saving all the replays. Because people don't like remembering about the results anyway. So yeah, you can see that well, the stats are kind of binary here, because one team lost and the other won, so yeah, but you could see a lot of kills from Evil here in the losing team. And kind of even on the winning side. The weapons statistics are way better for the top team, although I didn't feel such a difference in the fight. You can also see on the army graphs, at least the numbers alone don't seem much different. And I believe that, like I said, Kamil and Evil Papagali showed real good armies today. And yeah, I gotta agree. It might be a tricky map for a tournament. It's like, but I think that the fighting is different here. It's not. It's slightly campy, but it's strange. You know, it doesn't feel like everything that people are used to. But it's not the same rocks kind of campy. You know. So I think it's not too bad. We'll see in the other games, obviously, because anything can happen. At least right now it feels like a slightly different version of the battlefield you can find on the map played in the previous tournament, which was called Adminuites Day. If there were like half of the mountains, the battlefield would be fine. Yeah, maybe, but. Maybe I'll change my opinion after actually playing this in the tournament. I only played this once yesterday, and I was pretty sleepy, so it doesn't count. But I found the battlefield was pretty interesting, but maybe it was a bit easy for defense. But in this particular fight, at least it didn't seem like any of the teams was too campy. They were both kind of doing the same stuff and attacked each other at the same time, I think. Okay, so yeah, it seems that's it. I'll just take a quick look. Maybe we've got some other tournament lobbies, but I don't think so. Yeah, it is not in the tour. Okay, so that's it for today. I didn't hear about any other games being scheduled for today, as it's pretty early in the tournament, which was started yesterday. So I'm pretty sure that we'll have a bit more at the next weekend. Probably 3-4 games per day, something like this. The next game that is scheduled, let me remind you that you can see the schedule here. The next scheduled game is going to be Yildiz Zoltan versus Captain Glowika and Vanget. I'm not yet sure of an exact time. It will be between 8 and 10 for sure. So 20 and 22 in the non-English way, so we will let you know. I will also like to remind you that we will be setting stations on challenge.com, which means that every single game will have a link on the top here, just like the current game had. So you can just find out on the challenge.com website where the next game is going to be streamed. You can also follow the schedule here, as we will be updating the times of the games as fast as the players will let us know about the games. And yeah, that's how we can do it. And I guess that's it for today. So yeah, like I said, the plan here is to stream the next game tomorrow evening, Yildiz Zoltan versus Captain Glowika and Vanget. I think Zdobi will be streaming this, not sure yet, but you will find out the link on challenge tomorrow. Maybe it will be Zdobi, maybe it will be me. We will see. So yeah, I'd like to thank you all for watching this, and see you next time. Bye bye.